When did this all translate into us being the sickest country in the world? 1901. 1901 it began. Actually, it began in 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday, September 4th, 1882. We'll get to that in a minute. But in 1901, something very dramatic happened. A product was invented to be a machinery lubricant called Crisco. See, Procter & Gamble didn't invent Crisco. They did not invent hydrogenated oils. The process of fat hardening was invented in 1901 by Wilhelm Norman, another German chemist working on a machine oil factory, trying to find a cheap replacement for machine oil, which is made from suet, which is beef fat, and they couldn't get it. Well, he came up with using cottonseed oil and our corn oil that had a copper cofactor, and then they bubble hydrogen through it and boil it and all this kind of stuff, and they would get Crisco. And Procter & Gamble recognized they could make a lot more money selling it as food than they did as a machinery lubricant. But they couldn't go against the butter and the cream and the lard that people have been using for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. So how did they do that? They hired a guy by the name of Ancel Keys. And Ancel Keys had gotten a degree in anthropology and a medical degree from the University of Minnesota. And Ancel Keys was one of the founders of the American Heart Association. Deaths from coronary heart disease was rare until 1925, after they started selling Crisco to everybody. Ancel Keys, they raised $1.7 million, which made the American Heart Association one of the more wealthy of the medical associations in America. And they went crazy changing everybody's ideas about eating meat and cholesterol and so forth, because they wanted to sell more Crisco, which made the American Heart Association richer. Now, at the same time, all the experiments were being done was they showed very clearly that the people who had the higher blood cholesterols were the ones who lived longer, had less heart disease, and had no Alzheimer's disease. The lower you got your cholesterol, the more heart disease, the more Alzheimer's disease, and the younger you die. So it boils down to personal ambition, bad science, politics, and bias derailed nutrition policy over the past half-century and caused America to be the sickest country. The American Heart Association wanted the money. They would buy great ads like this. They made them almost Norman Rockwell pictures, made to help take the fat worry out of good eating.
Bam!
Ancel Keys was so famous, he actually got his picture on the cover of Time magazine, and this was 1961. Dr. Ancel Keys fathered the low saturated fat and high oil diet and drove Crisco as a replacement for butter and lard. He's the one who killed America.